Hold that L. Hold that L. Hold that L. Hold that L. That's, man, if I, okay. Listen, man, if I see any of you male protesters at these thinking that you're protecting ladies, if I see any of you men at those protests, y'all got to learn how to let nature run its course, bruh. Like, a lot of the problems that people are complaining about, they literally voted for. Oh Lord, let's. I'm about to dive into it. I'm just gonna see who. I just got to see who's tuning in real quick. I just got to see who's tuning in. Chelsea Mitchell, if you're listening, take that L. Hold that L. Take that L. Take that L. Take that L, you lose. What's that Roy Wood song? I don't want to get a copyright, but she got a little bit of drama with her friends. Take that L, you lose. By the way, I've been so busy. Y'all ninjas don't even know. I have been so busy. I haven't had time to do nothing. The only reason why I'm here right now is because my gig got canceled. Still got paid, but still, like, it got canceled last minute. But these next 3 to 4 weeks is gonna be. It's gonna be vital. These next 3 to 4 weeks are gonna be vital for me. Like, it could. I'm literally at a comp like right at the crossroads or something. There's a lot of things, whether, new bands, which one's gonna blow up, which one's gonna not, or which one I'm gonna stay with. But these are like really important like decisions that I gotta make so far. But anyway, let's get back to it. Chelsea, you gotta hold that L. Hold that L, please. I do not want to hear any complaining from these people. Now, this is my home state. This is, the beginning stage. Basically, I think Connecticut was basically the first, I guess, state where they allowed a man to run against the women. But here, I guess she, let's read the New York Post. I'm gonna bring up the story though. But while I'm bringing up the story, I'm just gonna keep. If you're gonna see, there's no way I'm gonna be. It's crazy how now a person like me is on the side of the trans people, because it's crazy how in the early 2000s and before that, but I remember specifically in 2014, 2015, when people started talking about the bathrooms and all this stuff. And I remember I was just like, you're going to let men use the female bathroom? How's that going to work? And for some reason, people really took offense for me saying that. I don't know. Maybe people thought I was like some kind of real super hardcore liberal or something. But like I said, bruh, you gotta look. People can't look. You know what I'm saying? But let me bring up the story up. I got some time. I'll bring up the story real quick. Fastest girl in Connecticut suing. Hey, Chelsea Mitchell, you gotta take that L. Take that L. And here's the problem. It's the same girls that are now looking for help to the conservatives, conservative men that they've been I'll see these conservative men being on these podcasts, right? And those girls will be talking cash-ish. And I'll just be like, they're if it wasn't for them, they'll be like, and it's crazy. It is like, now they want us to do something about it. We need to save women's sports. We were trying to do that. You goofballs. That's why we kept it fucking separate. Oh my God. We kept it separate. It was separate for a reason. Then they start asking for equal, like the WNBA ladies, they're still asking for equal pay. They think there are women in the WNBA that think they should be making just as much, if not more, than the men. I don't even understand how the logic works on that end. I mean, and this is equality for you. This is true equality. Now, they're getting a taste of this equality, and now they don't want it no more. They don't want it no more. Let me see. Chelsea Mitchell sues Connecticut after losing the trans athletes. Was she in the race in? Wow. Okay, hold on for a sec, because I might know somebody related to this discussion. Let me read the New York Post article. I'm gonna bring it up for you if it pops up. If it pops up, I'm gonna bring it up for you, because my computer be acting like a mad ting sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't want no video. But by the way, this girl complaining about this, I want to see what she voted for. I want to see who she voted for. I want to see her old Twitter posts. I gotta. now they're conservative now. They're conservative again. It's crazy, man. Let's read this. It's funny. It's funny to me though. The ladies are conservative now. Now that men are taking over female sports. Oh man, my thing is laggy. I'm gonna exit out. It's lagging. I'm not gonna even do that to y'all. It's lagging. I'm not even finna do y'all like that. I ain't finna do y'all like that. I'm gonna read the article from here. Because as soon as I brought up the article, my thing started doing all types of twists and stuff. But let me read I'm gonna read the article from here. I'll read the article from here. This shit it's hilarious though. At the end of the day, Chelsea Mitchell says, this is just about fairness. Anyway, the 20-year-old is fighting for the integrity of women's sports after she lost more than 20 races over the course of her high school career, thanks to a Connecticut policy that allows transgender athletes to compete in girls' sports. Now, Mitchell, who has declared herself the fastest girl in Connecticut, is challenged. Oh, I know what this is about now. She's claiming now she's the fastest. Nah, hold that L. What you doing, girl? Oh yeah, if you in the chat, you could let's see. Anybody in the chat? You can type if need be. But I'm gonna go back to the article real quick. And then I'll do the live Q&A. Mitchell is teaming up with fellow Connecticut residents Selena Sewell, age 20, Ashley Nicoletti, age 19, and Alana Smith, 19, who ran high school track in the state at the time she did. The four are suing the Connecticut Association of Schools and the Connecticut Interscholastic, the SEAC, seeking to overturn a policy that allows men to compete in accordance. I'm not even going to say transgender. I'm just going to say men. That allows men to compete in accordance with their gender identity rather than their biological sex. I wanted to give voice to my story and help other girls out there so that they wouldn't have to experience this. Chelsea realized her potential as a runner when she broke 2 school records in her first meet as a freshman at Canton High School in 2016. Yo, I'm about to ask this person that I know if she ran with her. There's a person I know that anybody that knows me personally knows who I'm talking about. There's a person I know that ran against Terry Miller when he first came out against the girls. Like, she participated. I know somebody that actually participated in that race where they ran against the man. I'm going to ask her if she knows this person. Oh, shoot. Anyway, let's go back to this. Since then, I just kept going with it and got better and better. Track is really blah, 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 blah. But in her first statewide competition, she was forced to compete against a transformer athlete, something she said she had never really heard of until it happened to her. In that race, the transformer bumped her out of qualifying for the next round of competition. Oh, that means he wasn't even the fastest. That means you just didn't qualify. That means you weren't. That means she wasn't the fastest woman in Connecticut. You lying. Oh no. Why is she lying like this, man? Why is she lying like this? She's lying. Oh man. Anyway. In that race, the transformer bumped her out of the qualifying next round. It was just obvious to everyone there that they had a huge advantage. Everyone could see it. By her sophomore year, she says there were two transformer athletes regularly blowing biologically female track stars out the water. Oh my God, it's like man and woman are different. Mitchell raced against them in all 4 years of high school and in every major race she competed in. Just 2 athletes took so many opportunities away from the biological females. Even though Mitchell told the Post, even though there were only 2 of them, they took 15 state championships away from other girls, and there were 85 girls that were directly impacted from them being in the races. She herself lost 2 All New England awards and 4 girls state championships as a consequence, having to lose 4 of them time after time after trying to pick yourself up and go back. Okay, she's crying still. In her junior year, she filed a Title IX complaint. Man, will she stop crying? Okay, but by senior year, she had reached a breaking point and came out of the shadows to file her lawsuit with Selena Sewell and Alana Smith. It was like, if I don't speak up for myself, who else is going to speak up for me? As much as I wanted the coaches and administrators to speak up, at the end of the day, they weren't. Today, Mitchell is running track as a college senior. She declined to disclose where she goes to school. So I guess her thing is she had such a crappy college experience. She's now wondering, like, bruh, if running against those men messed her chances up of getting herself into a better college. I'm pretty sure she declined in terms of what college she's at. She's probably at a low-key, more type of college. Look, man, I'm sorry I got to shit on you, sister Chelsea Mitchell. Nah, I'm playing. She's a white girl. I still call her sister anyways. Anyway, Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. I'm on pure hater mode right now. I'm sorry. I'm on pure hater mode. Oh Lord. When colleges looked at me, they didn't see a winner. They saw a second or third place. She said I wasn't a first place finisher, and I think that's what really hurt me. Okay. On June 6th, her argument will be reheard. So, okay. So she's saying we're hopeful that, okay, let me quote her real quick. She says, we're hopeful that the court will declare that this Connecticut policy violates Title IX. We're asking for a court to recognize. Oh no, that's what her lawyer said. We're asking for the court to recognize the damage done to Chelsea and the other athletes and to restore their record and the credit that they rightfully worked hard to earn. Oh Lord. In their filing with the Second Circuit, the athletes request that the court order that their athletic records be updated to reflect the titles and rankings that they would have earned had transformers not been competing against them. I hope they lose. You know why I hope they lose? When men were complaining about transformers dressing up as women, tricking them into sleeping with them, or whatever sexual favors, whatever, people didn't care. They would just laugh at them. When people, when people were trying to tell, we can't have men dressing up as women going into the ladies' bathroom, it's just chaos. Nothing but chaos can come from that. We can't be having gender neutral restrooms, right? And when men were saying this stuff, right, they didn't care. And not only that, they didn't care. The men that would bring up these issues, they were called bigots, they were called racists, they were called all types of isms, isists, whatever. They were called, non-tolerable and, dinosaurs. That happened to me. Now, they're starting to see why these things were now, and on top of that, they think that they deserve equal pay. And Dave Chappelle said it best. Like, Dave Chappelle said it best, bro. This dude was a prophet on that end, man. He said you could shut the fuck up. He said that. When he said that, I was like, man, preach. Just preach. I'm like, because they don't because now they want the rules changed again. And they probably voted for this stuff. This is the crazy part. They probably voted for this thing, for this to happen. They were probably, oh my God. Look, man, I don't want to see no men. Do not help them protest this. Do not help them. Do not. I swear to God, I will label you in the same breath as the male feminists if you help these ladies change the law again. Y'all are all simps. Liberals, conservatives, y'all are all simps. If y'all let this the liberals, I'm done. I don't gotta worry. If the male conservatives, you really should just let it happen and just let it just be, because they still hate you. Those ladies still don't. These conservatives are gonna go out their way to help these people, knowing that they do not like you at all. And if y'all were to die, they would not care. Like, if y'all were to just disappear, they don't care until now. Oh, chill vibes. I finally saw you in the chat. What's up, bro? The Decepticons are beating them in everything. That's what I'm saying. Why can't I said, yo, I might troll. I might find one of these protests because I'm from Connecticut. They want liberal. I'm from Connecticut. And like I said, I know somebody that was there that actually raced against one of the first men that competed in the Connecticut track meets. I know somebody. I'm not gonna say who it is, but the people that know me know who it is. people are gonna look at my face that are from Connecticut and they're gonna put two and two together and they're gonna be like, you know this person? and that girl's just literally just gonna put her head down like this. Just out of shame. Dude, I'm gonna find one of these protests and I'm gonna be like, take that L, take that L, take that L, take that. That's all I'm gonna be doing. That's what I'm gonna be doing. They need to take that. I'm sorry. This like after reading that article that I just did, I don't know, chill vibes. I don't know if you saw it. If because I can go over it real quick again, but they want the records to be rewritten because they raced against Transformers. Yeah, I'm gonna troll the girls talking about I'm gonna be on the trans side. I'm on the Transformer sides on this one. When the Transformers were tricking men into sleeping with them, when the Transformers were doing everything in their possible, dancing in front of kids, nobody cares. You ever heard of that little boy Desmond is amazing? Desmond is amazing. It's a little boy they basically parade out there. He's like 9-10 years old, and they dress him up as a girl, and they just let him dancing in front of grown men. Women didn't care then. Now they care because the men are taking over their sports, and they're starting to realize why we don't have equal pay. Oh yeah, so yeah, Desmond, man, I remember somebody from the Zoe Williams show chat in 2018 or 2019. That's how I knew the end of the world was here. When somebody called in and talked about Desmond is amazing, and I was like, and I searched it up on YouTube, and I was like, how did this happen? I'm like, this is clearly a little boy that's been abused. Clearly, I'm like, what's up here? This is what we do. What are we doing here? I was like, wow, you know what? Since I'm like these, and by the way, these new I'm not trying to shit on my sisters, my black female sisters, but if you encounter a black feminist I'm talking about in this day and age and today, you have to avoid that person like the plague, because these people are crazy. Because if you brought stuff like this up to them now, even then, they're worried about all the wrong things. I got accused from these people. I was on a Twitter panel the other day. Yeah, Desmond, he's clearly being abused. But, all this stuff about healing from these people, all these people swear that they care about mental health and all this stuff and therapy. It's such hogwash. And to see that kid out there being paraded, even Dwayne Wade's son, who's clearly been groomed by somebody, whether it be the powers that be, maybe his gay nanny, right? Because I found out Dwayne Wade's I guess maid or cleaning person at their house, who basically takes care of the house while he's gone, is gay. So clearly this is not normal. And these little boys are victims, bro. And for some reason, all this stuff about mental health, but they can't see an abuse victim right in front of them, especially if it's a young boy. So I'm done caring. I am done caring. If I see these people protesting, I'm gonna be laughing my ass off. I'm just gonna be like, they're literally gonna ask people for donations. They're gonna ask people for money. They're gonna be asking for donations, Dr. Umar Johnson style. They're gonna be asking for donations, gifts, to have the laws changed again for these people, for these entitled brats that still are gonna want more money. You still have you still have WNBA players that are still they think they deserve more as much money as the NBA stars, even more. I'm like I said, if I find one of the, I'm like I said, these so-called trad girls, whatever, they can miss me with that. These so-called traditional girls be having me laughing. First of all, let me say this about the traditional wives. Let me see. Always want more, but put out less effort. That's all they are, bro. Look, man. I don't want to see girls with this so-called trad title. If you are this so-called trad wife, these so-called good girls out there, I need to see you by the age of 23, engaged or already married. By 23. And I'm being nice by saying 23. Because back in the day, girls used to be like it'll be like them girls will be like 22 and they'll already have like 2 kids. 2 kids, house, husband, a knitting service on the side while the husband's at the factory. I don't want to hear about this trad wife shit. These bitches on Instagram, doing that, basically cosplaying as a wife by just putting on some long garb, and at age 28, surprise, surprise, now you want to be a trad wife after you've been ran through by the streets. These are they got this thing on the website that I just read, talking about save female sports. Yo, what do you think men have been trying to do this whole time, bro? I'm literally looking at this. I'll save females, save women's sports. I'm like, you damned it already. Yep. At 23, I'm being nice with the 23, because really 22 is when you're supposed to graduate college, right? So if I don't want to hear about this, oh, you're a trad, but you're over 22 and you single. Nah. We not doing that stupid shit. We not doing that shit, man. Nope. Especially if you went through through college, because I already know what these 304s done in college. If you are a so-called trad person and you went to college and you don't have a ring on your finger when you leave, you're not a trad. And I'll say this, I'll say being virgin is not enough. Being a virgin is not enough because the new girls coming up, they don't count hand jobs. They don't count backdoor action. They don't count condom sex. They don't count lesbian girl partners. They don't count that in their body count. So I need to see your ring on your finger after 22. If you're saying that you're this so-called trad, and I don't want to hear no complaint, and you better, once I go to your husband's house, dishes washed, floor spotless, windows clean. That's what I want to see when I get there. because I'm tired of people perpetrating, and I don't want to hear no complaints too. Husband should be laid out from you already fucking him 3 times that day. Food already prepared. Kitchen spotless. That's it. That's it. Because I'm seeing this thing now on this algorithm. Yep. I want to see everything clean. No, nothing. Johnny's bags packed. Everything. Because this so-called trad thing they're doing cosplay basically. They're doing cosplay and acting like they're better than everybody else. And not only they think they're better than the other girls, now they're going like they're basically going like to like these RP spaces and now trying to talk down boss man CEOs about how men are wrong for having multiple women. This is what they're doing now. Like this trad girl, like I said, I'm not a fan of Justin Waller or Andrew Tate, or I'm not like a fan of these guys, but I find it fun. These trad wives are now going to their podcasts and like, why did these men want only a real man doesn't want multiple? I'm like, and I'm literally looking at these hoes like, who the hell are you? Who are you? Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna repeat it again, because this whole thing about trad wives and these so-called trad wives that these people lift in the air, and they're not trad, they're just cosplaying. If you, like I said, if you're a trad wife, I'm gonna lay it down. I'm not even gonna consider you a trad wife if you're not this. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Especially if you went to college, you need to leave college with a ring on your finger, or already engaged, married, one of the two, right? And when I go to your house, the house that you're serving your husband with, floors washed, dishes washed, beds made, laundry done, food prepared. That's it. And maybe I might even consider. Nah, man. All right, I'm going a little bit too off. I'm going a little bit too off. But that whole stuff. And plus, and here's another thing too. You have like now, like the girls that now they want to be trad wives now that the economy's going to shit. It's too late. It's too late. People can't afford to be trad wives anymore. Everybody's got to work. Everybody's got to work. The wife and the husband's got to work, man. This is the economy that feminists have created. Oh my God, I saw a post where basically they were blaming men because, like, I guess it was like a video basically of this girl crying about motherhood and how she has to take care of her kids and work and do all of this, and basically saying that men don't appreciate. I'm like, bro, we had a system in the past where you stayed your dumbass home and and the man went and literally slaved away and brought money back home while you took care of the kids. They had a system like this. And you literally let girls that out of the ranking scale that were ranked a 3 out of 10 that couldn't find a man because they were literally a 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10 in the face. So they ended up being lesbian lovers. And these were the main ones pushing for the feminist stuff because they had to work. They could not find a man. They literally marched to work when they could stay their ass home. And now in 2023, they're still blaming men like we did this. This is why when I see like black feminists, I'm like, these got to be the dumbest bitches on the earth. Like what Like to be a black stay-at-home mom is like it's beyond a privilege. It's rare because most black women in history have had to work. So if imagine if you're a black woman, right? Especially like during the 50s or the 30s, right? And you see like the so-called woman suffrage marches, and they're not even allowing you as a black woman to even enter the women's rights, stuff. And they're basically marching for the right to work. and I bet you the black maids was just looking at them just like, but like I said, a lot of them fell for it. They don't, but the problem is when ladies said that they wanted equality in work, what they really meant was they want the cushy jobs, like the jobs the CEOs have with the big ass office, right? And he got plants in his office. He got a waterfall, you know what I'm saying, and a couch. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want those CEO jobs where they can sit back and tell people what to do and just go home. That's what they think a CEO's life is like, and they get to take a day off whenever they want. That's what they want. That's what they think it is about. And even then, the life of a CEO, what they don't realize when you're like a real entrepreneur, where you have like employees under you, right? If you're part of a board, you got people under you. There's no days off. You don't have time off. People look at those Instagram pictures and they think they just be but people don't understand those are tax write-offs. And that's just like photo ops. That's like a 2-second photo, and then for like the rest of the day they're actually still making calls. There's no days off for those guys. There's no days off. That's what they want when they met it. They weren't talking about plumbing. They weren't talking about brick masonry. They weren't talking about offshore drilling. They weren't talking about those jobs. They were talking about those jobs where basically where they want to be in a position where they're telling you what to do. They want to be the men that they swear that they hate so much. The top CEO guys that they all want to sleep with anyways, but they want to be they want to be that. They want to be that and telling people what to do and put themselves above everybody else. That's what they want. They don't want the responsibility that comes with it. They just want the authority that comes with it. They literally, like, I saw Undead Chronic stream last month, and basically they showed before, like, the SVC, the bank in California that basically shut everything down in Silicon Valley, and basically they just showed like all of the CEOs or just the people that was running it were all ladies, and basically their priorities, it was revealed that their priorities were just all about the number one complaint was even about their job. It was about them not being able to find a economically attractive man. So I'm like, so you have a whole bank job and they're why they're saying they chill vibes. They're trying to block your message for some reason. But I see it. They said basically, feminists are challenging to look at. And yeah. But like I said, it's a new day. Because like I said, I'll be paying attention. Like the new girls coming up, they hate men, bro. Like I'm talking about the new teenagers coming up. They hate men, bro. A lot of them, I'm not gonna say most. A lot of them hate men, and if it's not that, they're non-binary. They don't want to identify as a man or a woman. So if you're talking, like, it'll be like I'll post stuff on my IG, and it'll be like these 16-year-old girls, 15-year-old girls, whatever, commenting on my stuff, trying to say that I'm wrong. And I'm like, you, how old are you? 15, 16, you don't know nothing yet. And I'm looking at their bio, all of them with the rainbow flag. And I'm literally like asking them in the DM, I'm like, were you born biologically female or male? And they don't even want to answer that question. So I don't know why they're blocking your message. Chill vibes. Make one more message, just a regular message, just to make sure. I hope they didn't block you out of my chat. But it's like, it's whatever, man. Of course, yeah. They just had that. Yeah. That flag. They got all the flags. So now I don't know who these people are, but they're commenting on my stuff because I'll make like a post like how, man and woman can't be friends, which, as older guys, we know how this works. We know how this works, right? Or I'll make a post talking about, like it showed like a girl. There was a video with a girl at the baby shower. She don't know who the baby daddy is, so she invited the two dudes from her threesome. And I was like, this is just so messy. And you have these 15-year-old 14. I'm like, where are you getting these ideas from? Like these are like, they did not come up with these ideas by themselves. They're being indoctrinated in school. They're being indoctrinated in college, high school, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is frying their brain. These young girls coming up, it's a rap. It's a rap because I've been paying attention to them. Let me see. Because I've been paying attention to them. They all got TikTok. And like I said, people just be like, just ask them what you think about certain things. You'll be like, and you'll hear their answers, and I'll be like, where the hell did you get this from? This is clearly not from them. It's clearly not from them. Where in the hell did you get these ideas from? It had to be from school or TikTok somewhere. It's not from you. Because they sound insane. Oh, speaking of insanity, I forgot to finish my other point. This is how insane the app. Like, I'm talking about, avoid black feminists that like grew up in the suburbs. Look, I know hood chicks are ratchet. I know, and you can't be with them. But you will actually, the hood chicks, eventually once they hit 40 or 50, they'll realize how stupid they were. I'm talking about, avoid all black feminists that went to college, right? And like were actually, I'm talking about, and got impregnated early and got their heart broken. And then now they're like full blown black feminists that follow Cynthia G and them. Those people are not, leave them alone. Leave them alone. They went to college and they came back full blown feminists. You can't do anything with them. I'm sorry. You cannot do anything with them. Find if you want, like, if for my black men, find a regular, if you want a black woman, find just a regular black woman that you know. Hopefully she didn't go to college. Just hopefully she did not go to college, because these, especially like, just hopefully she didn't go to, like, I'm talking about meeting this, she didn't go for like a liberal arts degree, basically. Like, now she went to school to be a doctor, she went to school to be a lawyer, she went to school to be a brain surgeon or engineer. That's different. Those girls have a different type of mentality. And even them, I wouldn't recommend those. But if they went in there and they came out of there with a psych degree or some social work, or they became teachers and they're feminists, avoid them. I was in a Twitter panel with a lot of these people, and a lot of them have sons. They're single mothers by choice, mind you. I was trying to explain like concepts to them, right? They accuse me of being part of the patriarchy. And I'm literally in my head, I'm just like, what, bruh. They think that I contribute to the patriarchy. I'm like, to the what? What are you talking about? I these were, mind you, in that Twitter panel, it was all girls. And there was one other man in there, but he's not a man in my eyes because he left me out there to dry. Yeah, single mother by yeah, because we've been saying that for years. And then once AJ showed me that site, I was like, wow, you cannot make this up. Like, we know they're single mothers by choice. And these girls would attack us for saying that. And now they actually have a website, Single Mothers by Choice. So these girls in the Twitter panel, right? I literally gave them my measurements as a man. On purpose, I told them how tall I was. I told them I was 5'7". I told them I weighed 150. I did that on purpose. I wanted to see their reaction, right? And it came back. They all was clowning. They was all clowning. And then in the same breath, I'm part of the patriarchy. Why am I not stepping in? Because I'm helping the predators, because I said that, because I basically said that R. Kelly might be free because the girls that he went in jail for, those are not really they were not really victims. They were 18 at the time. They were part of his harem. And and I was just trying to explain to them the only real reason why he's in jail right now is because they want his catalog. It has nothing to do with what he's doing in his private bedroom, right? These people, yeah, they basically, I'm a part of the, yeah, they were 18. And what people don't understand also, that in most states, the age, exactly. But the people don't even realize the reason why R. Kelly was in jail in the first place was they were trying to put a case on him after that documentary came out, right? And then once they want to put a case on you, they try to see what you owe. It could be something frivolous like littering. You probably was littering and they caught you, or unpaid child support, which usually gets a lot of black men. That's what they got R. Kelly on, unpaid child support. And once they put you in jail, then they start trumping up charges on you. Then they can start investigating and putting stuff on you. Because now the stuff is being revealed because he's being held for trafficking, for sex trafficking. And I'm like, and I made a video about this. I'm like, sex trafficking? God, I said, this is, I'm like, guys, I swear on my life, I said, this is a Negro R&B star from Chicago. And you're giving him one ninja from Chicago sex trafficking. But I was like, this is gonna actually stick. I mean, that means you got to be held. That means that we're talking about kidnapping. We're talking about held hostage. We're talking about organizational. One man. They arrested one man for sex trafficking. One man. I was like, what? This is gonna stick? And that's why I was trying to explain to them that probably is not going to stick. Now, I said, I don't know if R. Kelly's going to give up the title to his masters. I don't know if he's going to find a way to keep it. But I said the longer he keeps it, the longer he stays in prison. And basically, I was, when you try to go over things logically with women, you're wasting your time. But I did that because I'm actually passionate about certain things, especially when it comes to this music stuff. Like I understand what it is, because music, what people don't understand, the music industry is such a dirty business. The entertainment in and of itself is such a dirty business. It's not even about morals. Morals don't come into play. They don't come into play. You got female artists effing it, like at least 99% of the female artists are effing somebody to get into where they're supposed to. It's not really the like if you're an actual female talent, you're gonna end up ghostwriting and only earning like what $2,000 a week. That's how the industry works. That's how, like, if you're an actual female talent, but you're not willing to sleep with the producer, or you're not willing to sleep with somebody that's connected to the producer, you're literally just gonna be, you can still be part of the industry, but at best you're gonna be a makeup artist, or you're gonna be a ghostwriter, making only like $2,000 to $3,000 a week, which is not bad, but you're being severely underpaid if you're literally making all the hits for the Billboard girls. That's how the music industry works. Like I literally know female artists personally. They're not. I literally told them, like, you're gonna have to find somebody in there that likes you. I'm sorry, you're not gonna go anywhere in this industry. I'm not gonna tell you the people I've associated with, because for some reason some people still don't recognize where I be a lot of times, because I'll be wearing a whole lot of hats. I'll be wearing shades. So, but I'm telling you, like, if you're like I said, if you want to make it exactly 3,000, like I know a female artist right now working for Sony. Yeah, you gotta either go on YouTube, do your whole music via YouTube. I know another girl. She finally got her photo shoot, but it's not gonna go anywhere. She's just gonna be, and her Instagram is finally picking up though. Her Instagram is finally picking up. But basically, she used to have to do like YouTube cover channels for her piano stuff, her singing and doing the piano. But even then, that wasn't popping off. And like, she has real talent. But like I said, I'm like, you're, and there's another black girl that I know. She's trying to get in. She's doing her work, but it's hard. If you're not gonna sleep with any of the people that you know, and you gotta be fucking with somebody. Look, like even Jennifer Lopez. How do you think she got into the industry? She was fucking one of the ninjas on the crew on that show with the Waynes. I forgot which Wayne's brother that was, but one of them. She was fucking with one of them. That's how she got her opportunity. And it's not even about the casting couch. I'm like, you're gonna have to have a relationship. You know, like a date. You gotta date one of these people for 2 weeks and see if you get in. That's the only way you get in. You gotta it's ass or cash. Yeah. J-Lo was messing with one of the Wayne brothers, but that's how she got in. And it's not like, it could have been just a regular relationship, and then you know somebody, you know, blah blah blah, and then you automatic you're a star. That doesn't mean you're fucking your way to the top. You probably would have to fuck probably one dude, and that dude just happens to be plugged. As a female artist, you're not just gonna get in with talent. That's not going to happen. Now that's the real patriarchy right there. But what's interesting is this whole patriarchy thing that they accuse me of. They accuse me of that. I was like, wow. Anyway, nigga, I'm not even. I don't own nothing. Anyway, that's what's crazy is this whole when we talk about the M2 movement, as AJ would say, the M2 movement, right? The M2 movement stemmed from the entertainment industry, right? Now, the only dudes that I see girls nowadays that they'll actually post their boyfriends on the Instagram. If the girls on Instagram actually post their boyfriends, it's never a regular Joe. The dudes that they claim are guys that are tied into the industry, the same industry that the M2 movement originated from. And every time I'm hanging out with these girls at the club, I'm gonna give you a little bit inside of what I do. Whether you know, from for my on my employment side, right? When I'm dealing with these girls at the club, right, and they're trying to film for their shows and whatnot, and I'm helping in that part, right? They always brag about the dudes in the industry that are tied into the industry that they're fucking with. They're never claiming the guy that works at a regular job. They're not even claiming the dude that makes a lot of money at his engineering job. They're only claiming the dudes that they fucked that are already tied to the industry or that they're tied to a professional sport. Those are the only dudes that these girls will claim or will actually post on their Instagram. If you're, like I said, the girls, most of the IG models that have boyfriends, they're not going to tag them unless if they have clout themselves. And they're coming from the same industry that the M2 movement originated from. Now those are the only dudes that they'll claim that they dated. It's crazy how that works. The M2 movement has done nothing but fuck up everything. Like, yo, the M2 movement has done nothing but fuck up the whole dating landscape. It's fucked up the whole work environment. And what are the results for fucking up the society? It got 2 ninjas locked up. Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. That's the grand total, really. If you really, like, if you look at the 2 people that actually got in trouble, that actually had to serve time for M2, for alleged M2, it only this girl that started the M2, it only got 2 ninjas locked up. Really, if you think about it. and I'm literally like, I'm like, okay, so all this M2 movement now, nobody wants to fuck with each other no more. Nobody, like, people don't, men and women don't even fuck with each other no more, man, at all. Then they're not even trying. This whole M2, it's just messed up everything, man. And what the results? What are the total results? Oh yeah, Harvey Weinstein, outlier. You really think that he's suffering in there? Guys like Harvey Weinstein don't suffer. Guys like that, if you check out his last name, guys like that don't suffer. Did you remember the actress mom that was forging her kids' grades so she can go into like a specific school? Remember that girl from like Full House, whatever, and she illegally got her kids into a school, whatever. Did you see the jail that they had her, the prison that they had, or that they had her stay in? That prison that they had her stay in, that was not a prison, bro. That was basically like a RA. That was basically like a room that the RAs stay in at like college. I forgot what the girl that got her kids into those schools, even though they did not qualify for it, and she went to jail for it. Did you see the jails that they put that lady in? That was not, and she basically stayed there for the weekend. That was not a jail. Those are the places that guys like Harvey Weinstein go to. They don't go to like prison. They don't go to, guys, that's what you got under Harvey. Bill Cosby and R. Kelly are in prison. Lil Wayne went to prison, right, in 2010. Though, like, the ninjas go to prison. So really, if you look at M2, it really got 2 ninjas to suffer from prison time. That's really the results of really destroying the country and really destroying the dating market. destroying the whole work environment. And really, it just got two ninjas put. Really, the sum total of M2 was really, it only got two ninjas locked up. Even though it was really, the point was to get Donald Trump in trouble. But exactly, just that's all who got locked up. Two ninjas. You got two ninjas locked up. KRS2, the girl that looked like KRS1, we call her KRS2. Fucking congratulations. You got two niggas locked up. Congratulations. Kamala Harris just called. She said that was slight work. Two ninjas knocked up. That fucking congratulations. You destroyed the dating market and you only got two niggas locked up. To show. You got two niggas locked up to show for it. Wow. Yo. That's all they got to show for it. Two niggas locked up. That's all they got to show for it. Exactly. Now they can't even fuck their way to the top. Men are not taking that risk no more. All these girls coming out with the story. And basically what happens, those CEOs, they don't go to jail. What happens now, they lose their reputation. Now they end up just spending more money in court and they're like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Pay off whoever they need to pay off. Pay the lawyer this, pay the lawyer that, pay the accuser girl, just go away. Get out of here. Now they can't, yeah, you're right. They can't even fuck their way to the top now. You can't, people don't even understand. Back in the day, most couples that ended up getting married, most of them found each other at work. Now that's a big part of the dating work. Even though it's not supposed to be for that, but that's a big part. So now say if you don't want to find your wife at the club, right? So where else are you going to find your wife if you really care about finding that? But yeah, that whole M2, and really, like I said, that's all they got to show for it. Two ninjas locked up. That's all they got to show for it, because all the other small hats that they wanted to lock up, or Orange Man that they wanted to lock up, even Biden caught a M2 case and nothing happened to him. Like I said, the M2 movement, that only worked with ninjas. that only worked on ninjas, man. And first of all, the Bill Cosby and the R. Kelly cases, they were bogus as hell. Bogus. I almost blew out my mic. I'm sorry. Bogus as hell. Like I said, it's easier said than done. You say, but I always don't dump where you eat. But it's like I said, it's easy for us to say, but like I said, these ladies will go in work. These ladies, when they go to work, they're not there to work. They're not there to work. Most of them are not there to work. Yeah, I'm sorry. Only ninjas get that. I'm sorry. That's the only people that suffer from that shit. Because we don't have representation. We don't understand how how the system works. That's why I'm so happy with Deshaun Watson. When he got that case that bogus case put on him, he made sure he hired the right lawyers and, make sure he hired the right team to make sure he gets found innocent. Because you, as a black man, to be found innocent in Texas when you're trying to leave Texas to still be found innocent, that is a huge dub. A huge dub. And I'll say this too. I think as men, we need to take responsibility for the Me Too movement. You know why? Because when Bill Cosby, you know what's crazy about the Bill Cosby case? There were more black female celebrities that stuck up for Bill Cosby more than the male black celebrities. You might disagree with me. What I remember from when the accusations keep coming up, the allegations keep coming up, it was more black female celebrities that I counted that were sticking up for Bill Cosby more than the black male celebrities, even his former co-star stuck up for Bill. Now, some of them had to retract it, but they never said he's guilty. They just had to retract. Yes, if people don't remember this, because this was 2014, 2015. A lot of black male celebrities were holding a grudge against Bill Cosby for what he was saying about, especially a lot of black male comics were still holding a grudge against Bill Cosby for what he said about them cursing in their specials and whatnot. So once those allegations came about Bill Cosby, where they're making him look like he's some guy that was poisoning women's drinks. Chill Vibes, how old are you? I gotta find out your age, bro. I don't know if you mind me asking. Can you put your age in the chat? Because I don't know if you remember. Because I remember, like, I was in high school. I remember that case, like, when it first came out. I was like, this is actually gonna stick. Oh, you my age. You my age, bro. But I'll say this: in high school, I was a hermit. So I'll be like in the library. You're my age. So I'll be in the library. I know I look a lot older. January, I'm going to be 25. So I'm turning 25 this month. So what I would do, I know I look a lot older, but stick with me here. And I'll be in the library. I would be on the internet scouring information. That's all I did. I didn't even do no schoolwork. I just did that. So I remember when the case had came out, and I used to dive into the information, looking through the testimonies and all that. And even though I was blue pill, I was on that pro black tip. Meaning like, oh, they just doing this because this is a black man. But during that time, I was like really looking at, okay, why is he being targeted? And I realized then this was a terrible precedence. We talk about precedents. Precedents. It was a terrible precedence to set. And I knew it was going to end up affecting all men in Hollywood. If you can reach back 40 to 35, 40 years to say, oh, this happened to me, but I don't remember. But I remember being drugged, but I don't remember. I want money. Arrest this ninja now. I knew then. If this sticks, we're fucked. All of us. I knew that then, even when I was blue pilled. I knew then all men are in trouble if Bill Cosby's in trouble for that. But men did not. Most men, the problem with men don't stick together when it comes to stuff like this. I don't care about, men always like to joke about how women all hate each other. It doesn't matter that all women hate each other, because when it comes to the important issues, they come together as one when it comes to protecting them. When somebody calls them a 304, that then they combine together as one. Now they stay on code. Basically, what I'm trying to say, men don't stay on code. Anytime, because they didn't want to make themselves look like creepy weirdos for sticking up for Cosby, and on top of that, they were already mad at Cosby anyways because what he was saying of how black people need to do certain things better. They were still holding that against him. And so that's why I say, really, I always say this, Me Too, we really shouldn't even blame a whole lot of women for this, or even black women for this, because I know you don't remember. I know you say you did, but I remember. It was more black female celebrities that was sticking up for Bill Cosby. It was more, the sisterhood. They combined together as one to protect their reputation. even if they're dead wrong. Even if they'll admit, okay, I was wrong about this sister, but they'll tell you, I'm going to defend a girl no matter what. The information. I dropped a video about this. Now, some of them will even admit, oh, I stuck up for the wrong person, but they'll tell you, if a girl's in trouble, I'm taking her side. I don't care what happened. They're gonna look at her side first. I don't care if they hate each other. Men don't do that, because it's what men do is like they'll act like they're RP, but then once it comes like in public, when some real ish happens, they will never question a girl. Like when some real ish happens, like say with the whole R. Kelly, people are so afraid. Do you know how many men? I will talk to these dudes. These guys will be titans, bro. These guys will be like 6'4", titans, muscle everywhere. These guys are freaking mutants. And I bring up R. Kelly, and these guys start turning around. Hey, don't talk about that, man. And I'll be like, wait, what? I'll say, dude, I used to say, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but I used to say the F word, right? And I'm talking about these dudes. Some of these guys are gangbangers. I'm not going to say no names. I have said that word around gangbangers, and these people start being scared. And it's not even about you saying, it's because they don't want to be seen as uncool to the girls that they're trying to fuck. I remember growing up during a time where I grew up at a time where I saw the last of the real ninjas, man, where they did not care if a woman would think about them a certain way. They would just speak their mind. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like everybody's afraid of be canceled. I'm like, canceled off of what? Your ShopRite job? That's what you're afraid to be canceled off of? These guys got dudes that are not even in the system, if you know what I mean. They're not even in the system. They don't even have a social security number. And they're scared of me saying the F word. Like, I was like, what the like, dude. I'm talking about big black men, bro. Big dudes. I start speaking some truth, and they be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'll be like, wow, where are your balls, bro? like, even with the trans issue, I remember saying something about it, and people shut me down. Mostly men, right? And now that the women are going to complain about it, now these same men are going to be protesting against the trans. That's where, yo, look, man, I don't, yeah, easy there, bucko. Look, man, I don't even talk about this stuff in public, but it's clear. Like, I can tell when certain presidents is starting to be set. With when that Bill Cosby thing happened, I said, we're all fucked. That's what I said. Because I'm like, this is what we can do now? We could just take that. And the only black men that were defending Bill Cosby were guys like, Dr. Umar Johnson, right? Tariq Nasheed, like the pro black dudes, but they were coming off at it at a pro black, type of range. And they were basically accusing other black dudes for not helping him out because they're afraid of white supremacy. And that's kind of the angle they were coming from. But it was not even about that. People don't even understand. It's like, it's about now a female can say you did something to him. Like, they can just say it. No matter how many years ago Something just came out two days ago saying something happened with Bill Cosby and a girl in 1969. I'm like, God, I'm like 1969, dude. That's literally the 2 years after my dad was born, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? 1969. They're trying to hold. I'm like, anyway. Also, pertaining to the black Twitter panel, female Twitter panel that I was on. When you're dealing with an so-called, if you're dealing with a woman that is flossing her education around, right? Just bragging about it, just putting it in your face. Oh, this is why black men need to are less educated, or women are more educated than the men. Most of the time, that woman is not smart at all, and she just got her her master's degree in museum studies, or her bachelor's in public health, or her doctorates in interdisciplinary studies, like shit that does not even matter in life. Those are the ones that be bragging the most. And these were some of the people I was in a debate in the Twitter panel, right? This is how dumb, how indoctrinated, how nonsensical they are. I'm gonna give you an example of what happened. Something that happened in the Twitter panel. I was talking about R. Kelly's writing credentials, right? And I was trying to explain to them how R. Kelly has produced for very powerful artists. He has written for many powerful artists. I was talking about basically how he's performed, produced, and I was basically focusing on his production and him singing, right? And then I went to his writing credits. I'm like, his writing credits is his off the wall. And when I mentioned writing, you know what one of the goofballs said in the panel? R. Kelly can't read or write. What are you talking about? He has no writing credits. I'm like, I was like, are you serious? Do I have to explain to this how this works? When you're an accredited writer, the lyrics that come out of your mouth, if it's your lyrics, you're the accredited writer. I had to explain this to these so-called educated sisters. I had to explain this to them. I had to explain to them. I'm like, guys, the person that writes the lyrics, it's his lyrics. He's the writer of the song. What are you going to tell me next? Ray Charles wasn't a writer? He wasn't physically writing. Yeah. Duh. You can't fucking see. I don't like it's. They were trying to tell me because R. Kelly can't physically, like because he struggles with like reading and writing physically, that he's not an accredited writer. That's what she was trying to tell me. I was like, I cannot believe I had to explain this to you. I hope in the back of my mind, I hope she was just trying to throw me off, because I'm like, you cannot be that stupid, but so-called educated, that I have to explain this shit to you. Exactly. If the lyrics come from you, you're the accredited writer. I cannot believe I had to explain this shit to him. It seems like the more educated women I see, the more indoctrinated they are. The more I don't want to say the word, the C word. Communist. The more communist they are. It rhymes with communist. The more communist they are, the more Tarxist they are, the more educated they are. It seems like from my position, the more educated they are, the more indoctrinated. Definitely not the more smarter. Nah. No. Because it seems like the actual smart ladies, the smart women that are actually educated as well, they don't even be saying anything. The smart women don't even be talking. Hold on for a second. The Russian word. They're saying another moderator just handled this. I don't remember putting somebody as I don't remember giving anybody moderator privileges, but I don't know what they're doing to your chats, chill vibe. I don't remember giving anybody moderator privileges. But basically I had to explain to these now mind you, I didn't finish college. Right? I'm a college dropout. Now, why do I have to explain this to them? Like these are the people that so-called finish school, but I'm literally explaining these concepts to them, right? And it's just going over their head. Right? And I'm like, what are you gonna tell me? Now, Stevie Wonder should have not won the writing awards that he did because he couldn't physically write. I literally told him that, and they're just like, well, R. Kelly's uneducated. And here's another thing too about this uneducated stuff in college. This is what I'm gonna say. It's interesting. It seems like we like to make fun of Floyd Mayweather because he can't read. Because he can't read, right? You know, we make fun of him. But why was he seems like he was the only boxer, right? Smart enough to realize I need to buy my contract. I got to buy out my own contract under Bob Arum. I'm getting a raw deal. Let me buy my way out. Let me buy my contract all out. So now I can own my productions. I could put it Mayweather Productions. I can get all the money coming to me and not have this Arum character taking literally everything off the top and leaving nothing for me. Let me pick so I can pick out the fights. I can pick out the stadium. I can pick out the referees. I can pick out the judges. He's smart. That's fucking smart. And he can't read. Why is it? Why it seems like, or I'll bring up Coach Greg Adams. He can't read. He can't. One of my favorite YouTube content creators. He can't read, but I see him the stuff that he breaks down. I'm like, this is a smart person, man. This I be telling people this is the only person people need to be listening to when it comes to purchasing homes, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to the economy. I'd be like, this dude is spot on. Wait, I'm talking about watching Coach Greg Adams. I'm not even talking about the women. I'm talking about financially. I've heard some gems coming from this dude that you're not even gonna hear from the average person with the so-called business degree. Why is it I'm looking at the people a lot. It seems like a lot of the successful people I've met, they can't read, bro. They have trouble writing. Like literally they can't do math. But for some reason they seem to understand what to do. They seem to be the only ones not on the plantation. The ones they can't read. They can't read a lick, right? But they're not on the plantation. Why is that? Why is that? Because I used to be in school, right? In high school. And right, like me personally, I've always read at a high level, right? Like ever since like kindergarten, once they fixed my speech impediment, I can read. I used to go like I can still like even today I go through articles just like this, just like that, right? That's why people be so shocked when they say when I didn't finish college, because like my reading is really up there. My reading is really up there. But I always used to wonder, because I'll come across people that can't read, right? Back in the day, back then. But I'll see the way their brain works, and I'm like, this guy's smarter than me, bro. And he can't read. I'm talking about in my personal experience. I'll meet people that can't read, and I'm like, this guy is ahead of me still. How? I used to be like, he can't even, but that's that indoctrinated mindset. Even like, it's weird. Like, even when it comes to music, right? I play with a lot of veterans, right? And really, it's better to have some kind of reference in terms of reading sheet music, but I can't really read sheet music like that. But it seems like everywhere I go, they're asking me, "Oh, yo, what key we playing in?" Or they'll tell me the key, and they have all the sheet music, and I'm like, "It's not in that key," and I'll be right, literally all the time. I'll be right all the time. I'm like, "Oh, this is not the right key we're in," but I don't even want to be saying anything because I'll sound like a scumbag. But I don't know. Maybe I think when you're not relying everything that's being said to you, when you're not relying upon everything that is being literally handed to you, it forces you to look at everything else that matters. I think that's really what it is. Because even like me, like I'm a great reader, and a lot of the people I know are great readers, but they're blue pill as hell. Like I can read an article and I'll be like, "Oh, this is bullshit." But the same like person that went to the same schools I did when I was a kid, right? Well, I'm like, did we read the same article? Cause I will literally point out here, you missed this, you missed this. Oh, I didn't really see. I'm like, it's right there. I think the average mind, they're relying, like I understand when I'm reading an article, they're not telling me everything. I know that up front. And I think if you a person that struggles reading, or if you struggle uh writing or seeing things, you start to think outside the box in terms of, okay, I don't think, because clearly there's still a way out of this. So clearly they're not telling me everything that's on this goddamn paper. Let me use context clues. Let me look at how he's making his face over there. Maybe the story's not even on the paper. The story most of the time is not even on the paper. It's just what they just put it down. Exactly. Like it takes you out your. When I read newspaper articles, I know 100% of the time the whole story is not there. You just read. You got when people don't understand, when you're reading, you're just using. That's just a reference source. That's not the truth. You're just gonna need it as a reference. I think that's what people, that's why I believe the most people, because if you grew up in the suburbs, right, or you grew up in a decent school, a decent enough school, you'll know how to read, and eventually you'll learn how to read, right? But unfortunately, it seems like most of the people that are like really like fluent at reading, or they're fluent at math, or they're fluent like they can just read their ass off. They're like really, they're either like super smart to the extent of they're dangerous, or they're super indoctrinated. So it's that mindset. Like when I read articles, I already know. When I watch the news, I already know they're lying to me. But let me see what they have to say. That's the type of person let me just see what he has to say. Let me see what this has to say. As I know the full story is never going to always be there. So once you go in there knowing that the script that they give you is not the end all be all, then you'll know what to do from there. Now if you can't read at all, you already know off top, I got to think outside the box anyways because I can't read. Like, why is Floyd Mayweather? I'm talking about he can't read at all, bro. We all saw that we all saw him struggle. He can't read, bro. He can't read. And it's not just Floyd Mayweather. There's a lot of what people don't understand. This is how It's out like because I be paying attention because I'm a hater as well. Because I'm a hating ass motherfucker too. I'm a hater. I'm not a player hater though. I'm not a player hater. I am an objective hater. So I can tell. First of all, Floyd Mayweather's not the only one. A lot of people's favorite like actors, a lot of people's favorite news people, they can't read off the prompter as well. Colin Cowherd, I can tell he's a bad reader. I can tell. But if you know how to keep an audience focused, if you know how to create certain storylines, he knows how to capture his audience another way. Right? Like Stephen A. Smith, he's a great reader, right? I can tell. Like you can tell he's made for that news stuff. He's made for it. But Stephen A. Smith is probably the most indoctrinated person, and I would not trust this man. Like with my life, I ain't trusting Stephen A. Smith with my life. But I can tell. I can tell when I look at him, I watch him. I'm like, this guy's I can tell he's a great reader. I can tell the prompter is nothing to him. I could tell, like some people you could see it. You got to pay attention. People got to pay attention to that, man. But Stephen A. Smith might be the most indoctrinated person I ever heard speak. I remember him saying, "Oh, Lorette's here." She said, "You helped me see the light." Nah. It doesn't matter if you stutter a lot. Chill vibes. It don't matter. There's a lot of people that have that same problem you have, but they hide it really well. They hide it really well. A lot of like there's a dude, I be like I said, I'm a hater. First, right? Because I grew up relentlessly bullied, right? So I already when I come out to see the world, right, I gotta watch my back, and I pay attention to everything that people do. So I grew up really people be shocked when I tell them I'm really a sensitive person. Like I'm actually a really sensitive person, because they'll hear the things I say and they'll be like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a really sensitive person. Trust me." O'Shea, a truthful hater. Look, man. The reason why I'm a hater is because I pay attention to everything that people do, right? And it started off when I was a kid. I used to get relentlessly attacked, bullied by teachers, students, counselors, preachers, whatever, right? So anything I could do to defend myself, really, I would pay attention to. I'm talking about, I would see my ops, right, in kindergarten, right? I used to have these guys. They were 5 years older than me. 5 years. They were fifth grade. They used to physically attack me, right? And I was in kindergarten. So I would literally have to pay attention to these people, what they do, what time they leave class, what side of the hallway I can be on, right? That's how I grew up. I grew up literally paying attention to people, really what they do, every little thing they do, right? And it came from a place of protection, but unfortunately, that ended up being a really bad habit that I've never been able to break out of, because it's actually helped me a lot of the times. I can like when I do music, and then on top of that, I'm a musician, and I'm literally paying attention to everything. Okay, what's the bassist doing? What keys he playing in? Okay, he's going back from 1 to 4 to 5. I'm trying to sneak a 6 in there. That's the music talk, right? Let me try it this way. So I'm always paying attention to stuff, right? So I'm not going to just focus on one person, right? I am not just going to focus on one person. I'm not going to be like me. Okay. As an objective person that I try to be as objective as I possibly can, right? Because we're all dirty. We're all dirty, right? That's what I believe, right? As an objective person, I believe you need to look at everything that everybody's doing. You can't single out. You can't. You can't. You can't like me personally. You can't tell me about how Trump is a racist, but you voted for Biden, a confirmed racist. That's never gonna sit right with me. You get what I'm saying? That's how I grow up. That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. Like that's how I grew up. Like you can't come to me and say, somebody said this about my friend, but I know you do the same thing. I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm like, but don't you do the same thing? Right? That's how I grew up. And it's hard. I can't get out of that. Yeah, exactly. So I would do the same thing. So the people like they would say something about me, but they don't realize I've been paying attention to them the whole time. And I got that thing. Hit them with something that they didn't even know that I knew about. Right? that's how I got in trouble when I was a kid. Like I remember it was this girl talking crazy to me, right, when I was a kid. And I was like, I know you're not talking to me while you 10 years old and you still need diapers. And everybody was like looking at me like, and she was like, how, like her face was like, how the hell did he find that out? I don't be stalking people. I don't stalk people. I just listen to what you have to say. And once you realize that most people are very predictable, very, very predictable, right? I used to play, like I said, I used to play soccer, right? And it was hard for me to be impressed by most of the soccer players I came across because they were the way our soccer system is set up in America is very rigid. So really, you're going to see the best players from the suburbs shine. And really, it's not really supposed to be like that. You're not really getting the best talent. And a lot of these people are not, they weren't the real deal. And it kind of came across as hate on my end, but I really never really found anybody that impressive because a lot of these people, they're not naturally talented, meaning they did not play on the streets like how the Brazilians do. Like the Brazilians will always come up with like a move. You can tell they've been playing on the streets their whole life. You cannot defend these motherfuckers. You can't defend a soccer player. Well, let me say footballer. You cannot defend a footballer that came from France, right? If you're talking about a French street footballer, you're talking about a kid that's playing against Africans, all type of African immigrants, the top youth prospects in the country, playing in the streets, coming up with moves you ain't never seen before, right? That's the perspective I'm coming from. And those kids from the suburbs, they would come in. Really, the only way they would beat you if they were just bigger and faster and stronger than you, right? And how I grew up, I grew like I peaked early athletically. So I was faster and stronger than most kids at that age. So that's why if I had to run somebody down, I was able to run up to anybody because as soon as you caught up to him, they didn't really have any real moves up their arsenal so they can get past me. So mistakenly, people thought I was a great defender, but really most people were not impressive. They were just fast. But as soon as I caught up to them, they couldn't do anything. Right? That's what I'm saying, right? That's the perspective I'm coming from. Yeah, it's just I'm not I'm just not impressed. That's the perspective I'm coming from, man. And, people will call that hate, I don't think that's really hate, but I'll wear the moniker. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna just target a person and just call them out and then leave somebody else alone if I like them. That's not, I don't do that shit. Like, to me, that I can't do that. If I'm gonna call out something, it's something that's gonna affect the collective. Like, I'm not, and on top of that, I'm not gonna pick on an easy target. I'm not gonna do that. Right? When I talk about picking on an easy target, meaning this. When I see this is what happens, because I might, like I said, I pay attention to people. If I see everybody picking on one person, right? For example, Odell Beckham Jr., who used to play on the New York on the New York Giants, right? When I'm seeing everybody attacking one person, I'm gonna step back, because I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, well, what happened? What happened? I got to see what happened, because he clearly didn't commit a crime. He's not a criminal, but we're all attacking him. Why? I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna have questions. And then I start realizing, okay, this guy, he's a celebrity. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So now, what I understand from Odell Beckham Jr. is basically he was one of the first football players really to have like a deal, like a shoe deal that transcended his sports, where he's making more money outside of American football than anybody else in the history of the sport at that time. He's very flamboyant, right? He's very fast. So he's going to get targeted by other jealous football players that are actually suffering. And, wide receivers and QBs are very protected in NFL. So that's where the jealousy comes in, right? Like, it's like I'll wear the hater moniker on me, but it'll be funny though, because I see more people hating on people that do not deserve it. Like, for example, LeBron James. Like, I find it funny making fun of him, but I don't understand the hate towards LeBron James, especially from the what's interesting. I see like a lot of like conservatives be hating on LeBron James when really they should be lifting him up. He's probably the only like like he's been with one woman, right? All the kids came from him. Like, it'll be like conservative pundits like Geraldo Rivera talking crazy about LeBron James and his political views. But if you really look at LeBron James, even though he claims he's a Democrat, he's actually more conservative than most conservative men. If you're looking at it objectively, he has one woman, right? All the kids come from him. All his kids well behaved. Like, I'm talking about when I be paying attention, like when you see LeBron James kids, right? Yeah, it's just people hate on LeBron James because of his political views, because he's a Democrat. But when I look at LeBron James, he doesn't. Like, actions speak louder than words. His family is basically conservative. His wife don't be speaking out of turn like everybody else. All these trad wives be talking hella reckless. But when I hear Mrs. James speak, it's very minimal words I hear, right? His kids are so well behaved. Like, I'll be like, you compare his family to Steph Curry's family. His daughters talking hella reckless in the press conferences. Exactly. If you actually look at how LeBron James moves, he said he makes some conservatives look like left. In my opinion, when I be watching LeBron James, I watch his family structure, how he handles things. I'm like, he looks more like a conservative guy to me. If I never heard his political stuff, if I never heard him say, I want Hillary Clinton to be, president or whatnot, right? Exactly. LeBron's wife would never be on the red table these you got these trad wives, these so-called trad wives, right? Coming on these RP panels, right? Or even these just talking. And I'm like it sounds misogynistic the way I'm saying, but I don't know. Whenever it's like 4 or 5 girls, right, in a room and they're talking, it's usually nothing productive coming from that conversation. Bottom line. But when I look at LeBron James' wife, she be just out of the, like, she literally had a quote. She just said, I just want to see my son do this, blah, 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 blah. And I just want my family to be great. Basically, just like her goal was family. I'm like, that sounds like a conservative family to me right there. That sounds a Christian. That sounds like a Christian conservative family right there. Really, the conservative, especially the Caucasian conservatives, really should be lifting up LeBron James. But they don't. They give him the most hate. And he's probably the only person that has his family structure in order. He's probably the only celebrity, one of the few celebrities that has his he's probably the only one of the few Negro basketball stars that has his shit in order. And they rip on him. Especially Geraldo Rivera, who he has like 2 or 3 different baby mothers from like 3 different kids, and he was criticizing LeBron's like fathership, and I'm like, bro, he's more conservative than you. Look, I don't care what your political structure is. What the hell is your family like? It's gonna tell me everything I need to know about you. That's how it works with me. Let me see what your family's like. Let me see what your mom's like. Let me see what your father's like. Let me see what your kids. Let me see how your kids. Do you see how his sons, especially when they were younger, how they kind of look up to their dad? It's like a respectful fear. It's a respectful fear that they have for their father. That's all I need to know about LeBron. That's all I need to know. I don't care if he lost 10 championships, won only 4, whatever. I don't care about that. I don't care. Let me see that. Let me see this other stuff. You know. Exactly. Geraldo's a big hypocrite. Geraldo's a big hypocrite. Huge hypocrite. And LeBron's family structure, your family's everything I need to know. And on top of that, LeBron, mom was a hoe. He don't know who his daddy is. And yet he was just like, all right, I don't know how he got his family structure to act like this. I don't know where he got this advice from, because and he put his friend, when you look at LeBron's business dealings, basically all of his friends are now all successful businessmen. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. I don't care about the GOAT discussion, because it's only a few players that I respect in NBA history. Only a few that I actually respect as men. I'm not saying I don't respect LeBron James, but I respect his family, his business, right? And that stuff, right? Look. Like I said, I'm not saying I don't care about MJ. Like I said, I only like 4 players in NBA history, and that's Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons. That's Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, and Allen Iverson. Everybody else can kiss my ass. That's how I work. Kawhi Leonard, Allen Iverson, Isaiah Thomas, and Kyrie Irving. Those are the only 4 motherfuckers I respect in NBA history. Isaiah Thomas. If you just look up Isaiah Thomas, it's interesting how they act like this man is the devil. They say all of our NBA players are soft. This day we flop, and James Harden is a flopper, and LeBron is a flopper, and all these people are floppers, and we're not tough. They're not tough enough to survive in the 80s. I'm like, okay, I agree with you. Therefore, that means Isaiah Thomas was the baddest man of the 80s. Because every time we bring up the Pistons and Isaiah Thomas, these motherfuckers getting into a hissy fit. these people be 6'8", 6'9", and 6'6", and they're still mad about what Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons did to them. I'll be like, oh, but they were dirty. I'm like, but I thought this was the 80s. I thought this was the toughest era ever, right? No? And Isaiah Thomas was giving you that work, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I respect Isaiah Thomas, because he's clearly the baddest man of the 80s. Clearly, to me. Not Larry Bird, not Magic Johnson, not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the man of the 90s. It's clear to me, the way people are setting up their narratives and stuff, it's clear to me now that Isaiah Thomas was the baddest man of the 80s. You bring up Isaiah Thomas, man, name, you think you said O.J. Simpson's name or somebody's name around white people. Now, I said, was it Isaiah Thomas? Now, let's go to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is so cold, man. This is probably the realest superstar you will ever hear in your life. And he's so influential that that David Stern implemented a dress code. He's so influential. Like, he had, like, I remember it was like this white kid in the stands that was dressed up in tats, and he had a do-rag, and he had a headband, and he gave himself cornrows so he could look like Allen Iverson. I was laughing my ass off when I saw that picture. That's how much impact. Like, AI had like 50 Cent G Unit impact. Allen Iverson had that real. I'm talking about, like, the conservatives were so like appalled at Allen Iverson. Even though he's literally he's the realest motherfucker you will ever see in NBA history. He might be the realest celebrity superstar in NBA history. When he talks, it's him. And when you look up Allen Iverson's story, what happened to him in high school, how he got railroaded by the system, even with videotape evidence, he still got sent to prison just so people can make an example of him. When you look at his story, you're like, wow, salute. Because most people would have broke. Most people would have had their spirit broken. What happened to AI in high school, right? And AI's impact. People can act like he didn't have no impact. You can have the Jason Whitlocks act like he ain't had no impact. And I'm not saying Jason Whitlock is a bad person, but Allen Iverson's that dude, man. There are some people that transcend the norms, and Allen Iverson qualifies as that nigga, for real. Now, number 3, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, one of the coldest NBA superstars ever. He don't even gotta speak to a motherfucker. Why do you think? Why you look? These people would make up so much stories about Kawhi Leonard. He wouldn't even say anything. Kawhi Leonard is proof that, especially, remember when in the Spurs when he was hurt, and the Spurs organization started leaking out shit like he was faking his injury and stuff. And Kawhi Leonard was like, what? Oh, y'all really finna do me like this? All right, I'm out. They try to act like Popovich is like some kind of guru, that he's the one making the superstars. And without Kawhi Leonard, once he said, oh, y'all finna treat me like this, act like I'm faking my injury, I'm out. Motherfuckers ain't make the playoffs since. And that's why they had to rig their way. That's why they got that rigged ass one. That's why they were able to get that NBA draft pick, that number 1 draft pick, the most rigged shit I ever seen in my life. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole other story. Kawhi Leonard is a motherfucker, is literally living proof. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to talk to none of these all these reporters that be making up shit. You don't got to talk to none of these motherfuckers. You don't got to talk to the whole ass nigga from ESPN, forgot his name, Stephen A. And you don't got to talk to nobody from Fox. You can make your own moves. You don't even have to say a word. And people are moving heaven and earth to get him on your team. When you that dude, you that dude. You don't have to say anything. That's why I love Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard's currently my favorite player in the NBA right now. And I like the way he plays. Now, lastly, Kyrie Irving, the last NBA player with nuts. The last NBA player with nuts. The only NBA player that had the only athlete, one of the few athletes that had the balls to be like, I'm not putting that shit in my body that you're all forcing me to do. If you know what I mean, the poke that all the other athletes folded. All these guys, 6'8", 6'9", 6'7", 6'6". These are the supposed titans, right? These guys were scared to say what's right. These guys are afraid to say what's right. Okay. Let me see. These guys are afraid to say what's right. Kyrie Irving was the only one. Kyrie was the only one. And he got so much hate from all these. He's the only one that didn't fold. And he's clearly right. And the media still hasn't apologized. Kyrie Irving is living proof that you could be 100% right. If the media is painting you a certain way, you're never going to be right. You're never going to win the battle with the media. You're never going to win it. The only person that came close to winning the battle with the media is Marshawn Lynch. And unfortunately, because of his battles with the media, he didn't get the ball at the 1 yard at the 1 yard line. That's the only athlete that came close. Marshawn Lynch. He's the only one that came close to beating the media. Marshawn Lynch held some of the realest press conferences you will ever hear in your life in that Super Bowl media day versus the Super Bowl media week and the Patriots. I need you to look that up. Yeah, the poke. And now after the poke, all these young athletes collapsing on the field. These are the healthiest people on planet Earth collapsing like sick dogs. And man, if y'all put that thing in you, y'all some dumbasses. Hey yo, man, these so many people done folded. I'm talking about people I respect. Put that shit in them. Juvenile making a song about it. You know how many ninjas. Now, what they don't want to talk about with Kyrie Irving is that because now New York City has to pay all they owe their citizens money that they held back the money from, because the citizens that decided not to take a poke couldn't go back to work. So now the city owes them money. And that's the real story. Because now technically the Nets owe Kyrie Irving money for holding him out of his own state. They held this ninja out of his own home stadium while everybody else can visit the Barclays Center, even if they didn't take the poke themselves. But because Kyrie was public about it, he couldn't even play in his own home stadium. Yo. Kyrie couldn't play at his own. He couldn't play at his own home stadium. That's how stubborn they were with this thing with Kyrie. When you're at war with the media, you're not going to win that war. You're not going to win that war. There have been people that have come close. But when the media paints you a certain way, that's it. That's why I've been trying to like for example, let me give you a UK example. Let me give you a British example, because I read about a lot of this stuff, right? And I'm a soccer fan first and foremost. I'm gonna bring up some names, right? So Andrew Tate, right? Very popular not only in the US but also in the UK. He has a big fan base in the UK, and it's interesting. It's the same men, right? The same men that are complaining about how Andrew Tate is getting lambasted in the media, being falsely accused as a sex trafficker, right? Now, mind you, these are the same UK people that have crucified their own black football players. Raheem Sterling, right? Balotelli when he was playing in England, right? These are the same. If you ask the average UK citizen, what do you think about Mario Balotelli? You're gonna hear them talk about all types of shit that didn't even happen. They're the same. They're victims of propaganda as well. When I see these people complaining about what's happening to Andrew, obviously what's happening to Andrew Tate is wrong, but they're now starting to understand how the media works. Like there were people shocked, right? Where it was like revealed that like some of the girls basically came out and revealed that that basically they were paid, like offered 50 grand to say lies about Andrew Tate, right? And you could tell these dudes were like, I can't believe they would do something like this. This has never happened before. I'm like, guys, do you understand how this works? Like, guys, like that's how it works. You pay off certain people to spread rumors about you. That's how it works. This is why Michael Jordan would pay off certain people in the media to make sure his image is clean. Same with LeBron James. They pay off certain people in the media to keep their image clean, because just it takes one rumor to get out of hand and people will think you're that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have, if you're an athlete, you got to make sure you're PR trained, and you got to make sure you got to have people in the media. Like LeBron James, he's just outright doing it. He's basically putting like Clutch Sports clients in the media, literally. Like Michael Jordan would just pay him off, and he would just do his interviews with Rashad. I forgot what his name, something Rashad. And that one black dude that would interview him everywhere. Yeah, Andrew Tate's currently silent. Right now he's being silenced by the media. But like I said, it's not that I don't feel bad for Andrew Tate. It's just that like the fans of Andrew Tate are some of the biggest, especially the British fans are some of the biggest hypocrites on earth. Some of the biggest hypocrites on earth. I've seen a lot of footballers literally get their careers destroyed by the British media, and the British population would eat it up, and literally just you know what I mean? Anyway, what was I talking about? But this is why, if you are an athlete, you need to make sure certain people in the media are paid off so they can intercept any false things coming out. When you hear certain things leak out about certain athletes, it's an attack. The fan? What do you mean? Oh, chill vibe. Say that again. You said something about the fan. I might have misspoke. I don't know. Say that. You said something about the fan. Explain that. Put that in the chat real quick. But basically, that's what, like, if you're an athlete, you got to make sure certain people are paid off so your image can stay clean. You can't just stay clean. Kawhi Leonard was clean, and you still had people in the media attacking him, basically because he wouldn't say anything to him. Like Kawhi Leonard is like when he decided to take things in his own hand. Oh, Andrew Tate fans. Yeah, the Andrew Tate fans, because he has a big British following in the UK. The reason why I don't be caping hard for Andrew Tate, because the British fans of Andrew Tate are some of the biggest hypocrites on earth. I'm a footballing fan. I follow a lot of football in Europe, in Spain, Italy, Germany, and England, and France, right? And the British media, you got newspapers like the Daily Sun, the Daily Beast, I think, the Daily Star, the Sun, the Daily Sun, the Daily Mail, right? Even to the lesser extent, the Guardian, right? The Guardian. These people will make up stories about certain players that they don't like, certain footballers that they didn't like, or even the F1 driver, Lewis Hamilton. People might say he's race baiting and whatnot, but the media would literally go out their way to make Lewis Hamilton look like the devil. You might, like, people don't see it. People don't see it because they don't follow the British media. I do. These people literally, like, the way they would trash Lewis Hamilton, you would think this guy was a trash driver. Like, the way they would trash Raheem Sterling when he was on Liverpool and he was struggling a bit, even though he was only 19 years old, you would think this guy's a criminal. The English media has a lot of control over the minds of the British people. So I wouldn't really take the Andrew Tate fan base in England. I don't take them that seriously, to be quite honest with you, because if you ask the same, my point is, if you ask the same Andrew Tate fans, what do you think about Balotelli? And they're going to give you an indoctrinated answer that they got from the newspaper. The same newspapers that they're saying is lying on Andrew Tate, which is true. They are lying on Andrew Tate. But this is what they do. The media lies. And this is what I mean when I say objective hate. These guys are player haters and they don't know it. And they call me a hater because I'll call out their favorite person, right? They'll call me a hater when I call out their golden boy, Wayne Rooney, for being a nasty motherfucker. Or I'm calling out their golden boy, Ryan Giggs, for sleeping with his brother's wife for umpteenth years. But you're talking about Balotelli and fireworks in his house. And you're talking about Balotelli like he's the devil incarnate. And you lift up these players, right? These are the same people. This is why I don't go out my way to cape for Andrew Tate fans, because a lot of these same Andrew Tate fans they're indoctrinated as well. They think they're based, but they're not. They're not based. They think they're based, but they're not. It's like the Tim Pool fans. They think they're so edgy, but then once you actually bring up like a real RP person, like say a Hammerhand or those guys, they don't want to touch a Hammerhand. They don't want to touch an Undead. They don't want to touch a Sandman. They don't want to touch They don't want to touch CGA. They wouldn't want to touch a Tommy Sotomayor, right? Dangerous motherfucker. These are dangerous people. When I see when I'm looking at Tommy Sotomayor, even though I disagree with him on a lot of things he say, when I'm seeing your channel, he's had to make so many channels. He's a threat. He's clearly a threat. For him to have to make all these channels and he keeps on getting demonetized. As an objective person, I gotta look at that like, you guys are going through a lot of trouble to demonetize this motherfucker. That's why I ended up like me. At first glance, I didn't really like Alex Jones. But over the years, I just see how people just try to cancel this dude. I'm really, that's when I started listening to what he had to say. And I'm like, oh, he's actually right on a lot of this stuff. That's like, if you like, I'll say this, man, everything works on the opposite for me. If I see everybody start trashing you, when I'm seeing like the general public saying, "Oh, don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this guy. Don't. He's a liar." That's when I start. Whoa. If you're telling me that, it's like, are you telling me that, or you're just is this a request of me, or what are you trying to do here? That's when I start getting a little bit like, whoa, what you're trying to push something on me. I don't like that. That's how I work. But anyway, oh man, I went way off topic. But yeah, that's what, like, the only basketball players I respect is Allen Iverson, Kawhi Leonard, Isaiah Thomas, and Kyrie Irving. The only football players I respect, American football players, I respect Terrell Owens. I'd have to think about that, but Terrell Owens, I grew up loving Terrell Owens. That's my guy right there. Unfortunately, he was a victim of. He was like a real victim of racism, in terms of, like, he's like an actual victim. Like, for him to be kept out of the Hall of Fame 3 times, that's racism. In my opinion, that's racism. That I believe was, because at the time Terrell Owens, he was dating some bad white chicks, so he was dating like the baddest white chicks in the industry. He had that commercial in the Super Bowl that a lot of white pundits were not too happy with. Like, if Terrell Owens came out now with this stuff, they would all love him. like it's different now, but during that time, like, there were still like a lot of like pundits that would still get like really, like, they would get like really mad about black dudes dating white girls at that time. I still remember that time, So, like, Terrell Owens is like an actual victim of like racism, in my opinion. Like an actual like victim of like racism. Let's see. Well, yeah. Now, soccer, because that's my sport. Like I said, I love Balotelli, Pogba, and Hazard. Those are my 3 favorite players. Now, the ones I respect a lot, that's Balotelli, Pogba, Lukaku. That's why I'm shocked that I'm seeing Lukaku with Meg Thee Stallion. I'm shocked. Like, that girl is no good. He got to get away from that. But like guys like that, I have a lot of respect. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This kid Haaland. I got a lot of respect from what he does. But people got to understand with Haaland, he's actually breaking the mold, even when it comes to like diet. We have this thing where everybody wants to be vegan now, but people don't understand you need meat. Pause. And he was literally talking about like how, yeah, of course, like, not McDonald's beef. You're gonna get sick, but if he's getting it straight from the source. If you're getting dairy straight from the source, and it's not processed, it can be a powerful weapon for you. And he's really, really exposing the game, like how he carries himself, the sunglasses that blocks the blue light from the technology that he's using. He's a lot of the stuff that he's doing is stuff that is information that's hidden behind closed doors. And this guy is a 6'5" fucking machine. Just a machine. Probably the best Premier League debut that we've ever seen in Premier League history. I think people need to study Haaland more, and his body and how he takes care of his diet, everything, But let me sign off on this. I went a lot longer than I thought I was gonna go. But yeah, Chelsea Mitchell, take that L. You got to step your game up. Stop blaming men for your problems. I hope she doesn't know who I am, and I hope she doesn't know who I'm associated with, because I think because I know a person that might have raced against this person. I just hope they don't put two and two together. So I'm gonna peace out on this. I'm gonna sign out on this one. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.